All right. So let's talk about listings. If you think it ended with Huobi, I think you were wrong. We're not going to stop. We have an exciting opportunity to be listed on another top 10 exchange. And by saying that, I would say let's jump right into the presentation. First of all, why should we look for new listings? Why are listings important? For us, the most important thing as DeFiChain community is to grow to grow the ecosystem, the community, everything around it, the projects building on DeFiChain. How are we able to do that? First of all, by increasing the accessibility. So accessibility is more or less a direct result of listing. So the more people have access to a token, to an ecosystem, the bigger the accessibility of the project is. And visibility is something how visible your project is. I mean, it's very, very straightforward. I don't really have to explain that. But the more people are aware of your project and the higher your accessibility is, the more likely it is they're going to invest in your project. So, but besides that, I think the two main challenges we have to address that is we are not listed on a lot of A-tier exchanges. And also something that comes up all the time is people misjudge the project by looking at the ranking of CoinMarketCap. Because not a lot of people do the math and look at the market cap and everything around that to really figure out where we're actually located. So that's definitely a problem. And we know that volume and all that is directly connected to a listing, to a ranking on CoinMarketCap. So we would also address that challenge. I mean, that's it. Why we think we should focus on more listings, and especially the ones on big exchanges. And you might ask now, so which exchange are we aiming for? Well, here's the sad part of the presentation. We are actually not able to talk about it. But I know the DeFiChain community is very smart, and you know, if you go on CoinMarketCap, that we are already listed on a few of the top 10 ones. So there are not that many left. And well, we leave you guessing that, I guess. Why are we going to do that? I think we explained parts of that already in the slides before. It will give us a huge user base. It will increase the accessibility significantly. I mean, that's for sure. It's a big exchange. It has a lot of users. And it also increases the credibility of a project, because the more A-tier exchanges you are listing on, the more people think, okay, this must be a solid project, because otherwise it would only be listed on the scammy ones. So yeah, that's it. That's about that. Talking about details of the listing, so we're planning to list one pair, USDT and DFI. I think that's the straightforward pair that still has the most volume on most exchanges. The good thing with this listing is we're not going to only list the native DFI token or just the ERC20 version, which is always a bit limiting. We're going to list both of them, and we also going to list the DeFi meta chain. So the exchange kind of will act like a bridge, which is kind of cool for the upcoming release of DeFi meta chain. Talking about costs, so there will be market making involved. We have a market maker that we use for other exchanges. We are planning in 50K on each side per pair. So this will sum up to 100K. There will be 100K listing fee that we have to pay to the exchange, and 150K dollars worth of tokens for the marketing activities around the listing. Additionally, there will be some costs involved for the market maker for doing the job, and this will be around $4,000 per month. We've calculated for a 12-month period, and also like with the other CFPs, we have to factor in some taxes. We haven't done a business review yet, and we just need to make sure that we're not standing there at the end of the year with butt naked. So we need some buffer for that. We are using the corporate tax rate of Cyprus, which is 12.5%. And if you put all this together, you're going to end up with $47,750 for the CFP. It's not a small one, but it's a big exchange, so it's definitely worth it. Talking about the roadmap, it's actually going to happen very quickly. So if the CFP gets approved early September, we will sign the contract immediately after that. And the listing will also be very soon after that. We are already starting to figure out what is required on the technical side. And this means the ERC20 token will be listed first at mid of September, and then the native token soon after, end of September, and DeFi Meta chain as soon as it gets released. Yeah, always this slide. I think the community likes that, to see the proportions. What are we talking about? Oh, it started raining here. I hope you cannot hear that. So we are requesting 539,458 DFI. This is 1.9% of the community fund, and it will take 17 days to the community fund to recover from that. So let's end with the benefits. We've been talking about that throughout the presentation. We've been talking about accessibility. It will increase the centralized exchange volume. I know we've always been a project that has a very high volume on the DEX, but this is something that is important, and it's good, but it's also important to have a high volume on centralized exchanges. So yeah, it will increase the visibility, obviously, and we think it has impact on the long run to fix the ranking on CoinMarketCap, because we are aware that the volume plays a certain role with that. And I think that sums it up quite nicely. I would like to thank you guys for dialing in and, well, watching the video. It's not really dialing in. If you have any questions around the CFP, feel free to put a comment below the Reddit post, send us a message on our Telegram chat. We are always there. We are always happy to help. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon.